Today I'm going to give you a couple of tips on shading. So if you're up for that, stick around. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome in. Today I'm going to give you a couple of tips on shading. Okay y'all, we're going to be working in Nightfall by Maria Trolle today. And I'm going to talk about a pencil or the pencils that are probably ignored in your pencil sets. And that is the gray pencil. I was working on this the other day, and as you see, I'm using red. I really wanted the shadows to be deeper than what I could actually get it with the red. So I went back to my trusty gray pencils. I'm using the Master Art pencils on this page, and you can see the difference in the shadows here from here. It just gives it a little bit of an oomph. You know what I mean? So we're going to put some shadows over in this flower here to give it some more depth. And if you watched my Secrets of Colored Pencils video, I will leave that at the end of this video so it'll make it easier for you to find. I tried to find the V's in whatever I'm coloring. And by V, I'm talking about like right here. There's a V right here. And if you shade that little bitty part, it can give a little bit more depth to the object that you're working on. So that's what we're going to do here, is just shade those V's in this flower or anywhere that I have shaded with the darker color of red, just to give it a little bit more something something. You know what I mean? And if you're shading with the gray and you feel like you've put too much there, then you can grab your darkest pencil and go back over top of the gray. And that will mute it out just a little bit, but you're still getting that depth with it. I'm going to go in right here because I've put shadow here. And I'm just going to go along with the gray. I know that I am actually guilty as well of ignoring the gray pencils in my set. I don't use them a lot unless I'm coloring something that I want to be the color gray. But the pencils are there for the reason of shading. That's why there's usually so many grays in a set. Sometimes people don't like that, me included sometimes. Like there's too many grays in this set. But they are a very good shading pencil. Because when I first started adult coloring, my first thing I wanted to do when I wanted to shade something is I'd grab black. And I have stayed away from that in recent years. But when I first started, that's exactly what I did, was grab the black and shade with black. And it's just a little too harsh, especially if you start to blend it with other colors, it can turn muddy. So you can go to your grays and solve that problem. And I hope it's coming through the camera that this is giving this a little bit darker of a shadow without compromising the color that you're using. So if I were using something, red is a dark color, obviously. So I wanted to get a pretty dark gray to be able to get shadow in there for it to show up. But if you were using a lighter color, just go to a lighter gray. I would suggest to use the lightest gray possible if you're going to try to do this. And if you find that the gray that you choose is not giving you that depth of shadow that you want, go one shade darker, because I'm sure that you've got a few shades of gray in your pencil sets. So that's my advice, is just go to the lightest one and see what happens. It'll be okay if it doesn't give you that shadow. Like I said, just go to the darker one. And I'm just going in these little V's. There's another V here. See what I mean? Going in these little V's and just around everywhere that I put shadow with the red, the darkest part of it. But I just want to jump on here and make a quick video for you to see what to do with all those gray pencils in your pencil set. And I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to speed you up a little bit, and I'll meet you back at the end so we see what it looks like. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but you do still keep very light pressure with this. Don't Don't put heavy pressure on it. Keep light pressure. And like I said, just go around to where you've put your shadow with your previous color and go right over top of it with that gray. And it'll just deepen it up just enough to give it a little nudge of more shadow. And I hope that I took a picture of this before I started. I honestly don't remember if I did or not. So we can see the difference of what we did to this flower to give it a little bit more depth. But that's all there is to it, y'all. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give you this tip to don't sleep on the gray pencils. They are there for a reason. Use them. Let me know what you think about this tip. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, y'all, bye.